Hello, everybody, and welcome to Vicky Pattison, The Secret To. This week, I'm joined, very excited about this one, by none other than reality babe, Love Island goddess, and trailblazer. It's Tasha Ghouri, everybody. Woo!
Oh, so excited to be here.
Oh, babe, honestly, I feel like I love my podcast. We're so grateful to get so amazing guests, like such amazing guests all the time. But you are so busy at the moment and you're fresh out the villa. So I just want to say thank you for taking the time. How are you? Have your feet not touched the ground?
Honestly, I'm still getting used to it, just being in this environment. Like, coming back to reality is like, bam, we're back. But it's been so amazing. It's been a whirlwind, but I'm just happy to be doing this, especially with Vicky Pattison, which is insane. Like, absolutely adore you. So I'm excited to be doing this with you. But yes, it's just been amazing so far. Sure.
Oh, Tash, you're going to do very well in this industry. Look at you flattering us straight away. You know the ropes. So mate, right, I'm such a big, well, I'm a reality TV fan in general, obviously, but Love Island, man, I just am obsessed. And I feel like you did so well this year. Honestly, mate, you really stole my heart. And I love you and Andrew. How are you?
Oh, me and Andrew are honestly amazing. Like, we're both just really enjoying it. He's living with me at the moment. We're already looking at getting a flat together. So it's just been, because it's weird, we come back in, we're both busy, and it's like, when we come back to each other, it's like, how's your day been? And it's never had that before. So it's just been, honestly, adore that guy. Everything's great between me and Andrew. Honestly, unreal vibes.
Good. I love to hear that. I often think, like, I know whenever anyone comes out of Love Island, like, they always seem to move in together. There always seems to be chat of like babies and marriage instantly. And everybody kind of thinks, oh God, slow down. You're young, you've hardly known each other. But I feel like, because obviously I was, every time we went in Geordie Shore, we were there for sort of anywhere between about 4 weeks and 3 months. So I've experienced a little bit of like what you guys have. And I always just think it's like a pressure cooker, like everything, it's like a catalyst for relationships and emotions. And you feel like you know people so much better than had you just been dating them on the outside for 3 months. So whereas it looks like you're moving fast for like normal people, for the average Joe, for everyone just looking in, for you, it just feels really normal. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially for me and Andrew, we've been there since day one, and we even coupled up together since like day one. And being in that environment, you're literally together 24/7, no phones, like you haven't got that like distraction. So you are having to connect on an emotional level. And I think that's why emotions are so heightened in there, in terms of like, you just like each other so much more. You're sharing a bed together, you're doing all these things. So it's literally like, yeah, it's just so much not real world. It's like it's like a virtual different bubble that you're in, but it's great because you can really connect and really, have genuine connections. And I think that's the whole point of the show, isn't it? That's just how it works. And yeah, like when you talk about babies and marriage, it just feels natural, it feels normal. It doesn't feel like it's too soon. It's weird.
No, honestly, I completely get it. And it's dead interesting what you say. Like, I'd never thought about that before, but me and Erkan, we've been together now, mate, like it'll be 4 years in Christmas, which is absolutely flown. But I think about us on night times, and like he comes in from work or I come in from work and we'll have our dinner and then we'll lie on the sofa watching TV and playing on our phones. There is like no, and it's terrible, we do put it down and go, let's talk about our day, but there's no communication. Like, we're so scrolling on Instagram, online shopping, whatever it is. And like, I do feel like we lose a bit of intimacy and closeness because we're so phone obsessed. Without that distraction in there, you've had no choice but to like really get to know each other. And yeah, I can completely see why that would make his bond so much faster.
Yeah, absolutely. And even, coming back into the real world now, me and Andrew, if we have our day, we'll come back and be like, hey, let's keep this no phone routine going as much as we can, because it's just so much better. Like, sat there, you're actually talking to each other. And that's just the one thing I really do appreciate in the film, is just not having that and not letting that get between both of us. And I think we're going to really try and carry that on as much as we can, because I feel like that way it would just make our relationship even grow even more, because it can really like be just gets in the way, doesn't it, sometimes? And like,
oh, so much
scrolling all the time, just like things like that. So.
And it's not healthy either. Like, I'm never scrolling thinking like, oh, this is making me so happy. I'm always just scrolling thinking, I fucking wish I looked like her, or how did she get that job, or why, oh God, she's on holiday again. You know, it's never like healthy. It's always kind of got a bit of a negative undertone. So I think I'm going to try and take some of that Love Island no phone stuff into my relationship with Erkan. Let's see if I can prize him off Football Manager, the boring bastard.
Do it, even if it's like an hour, like just there's this thing I've seen where it's actually like a phone cage. You put your phone into this cage, it locks up like an hour. You're not allowed to get it out until like it unlocks. Yeah, I've seen it's an actual thing.
I'm gonna get him one for his birthday. He'll go absolutely mental.
Honestly, do it.
Babe, I've got to tell you, right? I was watching like bits and pieces of Love Island. I've been so busy this year, but every morning when my glam team would come to mine, I'd be like that with my hairdresser. What did I miss? Fucking tell us what I missed. And he'd give us the lowdown. And when I found out I'd missed your dance, you know, when you did come out the Barbie box, I went straight on Google, straight on your Instagram. I was like, where can I find it? Tash, I fancied you. You are so sexy, mate. No, you are. You're so sexy. And I was like, honestly, my heart rate would have like off the roof. I'm surprised the lads didn't break the machines. You smashed it, girl. Were you proud?
Honestly, I was so nervous. Even being a dancer, I still get nerves because it's so much more intimate. You've got like 6 guys just sitting around a fire pit and you're about to give them like...
It is a bit creepy, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, I know, you're actually about to give them a little like striptease dance situation, like something I never do in my normal life. so having to give them a cheeky little lap dance is just something like... But it was an experience. I enjoyed it. Having a Barbie box and everything was just insane. Honestly, crazy. But
I often think that though, lass, like, obviously I'm in a healthy, happy relationship with a lovely bloke and I'm fucking far too old to be like swinging me dick about on Love Island as well. But I often think like, God, if it was around in my day, would I have done it? And I would have loved to have done the experience. I think you look like you have so much fun, but that would be the bit that I just don't think I could do. I've got no rhythm at all, lass. Like I'm like a fridge with arms. I'm so awkward when it comes to dancing. But you guys all seem to smash it. Was there any of the girls who were a little bit nervous?
Yeah, to be fair, I think some of the girls were nervous, and it was because especially me and Danica kind of being the only dancers, but we also still got nervous. But honestly, all the girls smashed it. The way they just went for it was just like girl power. Like this year was a year of girl power, and all the girls like, you know what? Let's give the boys like what they've got, because you know that's what you got to be like. You got to be like, you guys are lucky right now, so we have to give them a show.
Yeah, oh no, and you all did. It was all amazing, but I can imagine that being nerve-wracking, like especially for someone without dance training, like you say. I think this year for me has been one of the wildest ever. Like I always love Love Island and I always feel like it produces some great characters and it hooks everybody for the summer. You can't deny it. It's such a juggernaut. But this year, mate, it was like it was on steroids. You really went for it. Like, so I've got to ask, like, are you friends with Coco? Is there any love lost there? That moment for me, Tash, was iconic. I can't get over it. When Andrew was sitting talking to you and he said, oh, I licked her tit or whatever. Mate, did you know you were going to be part of something? People are putting that on t-shirts. They're putting it on cakes.
I know, people put it in bathrooms, like on a poster and stuff. I'm like, you just want to brush your teeth, you're just seeing the sign that says, yeah, suck a tit or whatever. I'm just like, it's just so iconic. It's just so funny how it's become such a big thing. There's a TikTok sound of it as well. Like I said to Andrew, I was like, we've got to do this now. So we are going to get around to that. But...
You have to, babe. You have to. I think like, for me, obviously I'm a real girls girl and I love the friendships you guys formed in there, like you and Ekin, like they just felt like I loved Paige and Gemma. I felt like there was, I don't know, a real closeness, and in those situations that, you know, emotions are running high, you're away from your family, like you do need a support structure. So I absolutely loved seeing that. But, you know, it's still reality TV. The producers have to put the cat amongst the pigeons every so often. And I do feel like when the Casa Amor girls came in, I was a little bit like, And this is no shade, none at all, but I was like, lasses, what are you doing? Like, I know obviously they're thinking to themselves, oh my God, I need to get into the main villa. I've got to have me 5 minutes. And I totally get that. It's a really great opportunity. But I did think to myself, there's ways and means of going about this, and slagging off the lasses who are in there is not the way to do it.
Yeah, I think for me, when I came back and kind of found out what apparently said about Andrew and things like that, I was like, hang on. I was like, I did not say those things. I was like, that's not me. And I got oversaturated way too much. And I was literally like, it's so weird coming back from Casa, and it's like, bam, like, this is what's been said. It's like, okay, like I've walked into like World War III. I was like, bring it on.
Do you know, and you seem like such a sweet girl as well. Like, I was fucking shouting at the telly, like, she didn't say that. Like, I was absolutely livid on your behalf. But yeah, I feel like you dealt with it so well, Tash. And you came out with it. I came out of it like crown hadn't even slipped, still got a man, like finished in 4th place, babe. Who had the last laugh, you know?
Exactly. And I think for me, there's a lot of tough times in there, but I mean, I walked out with a gorgeous man on my arm, and I think that's the whole point. I have to be positive and be like, look, I did my experience, but you know, I want to bigger, better things now. And yeah, that's exactly the whole thing, was like, you know what, yeah, exactly, like I'm the one that's got the love. So
yeah,
what can I say?
Yeah, babe, honestly, and you don't need to say anything else. Like, just keep, you're very dignified, you've had the last laugh. I feel like that's what's important. Okay, so I know I feel like whenever I speak to anyone off Love Island, I've had like gorgeous people like Dr. Alex, Faye, like really lovely people. I feel like before you're going in, everyone feels the pressure to get in the best nick of their life. And like I would as well, you know, you've got something like 4 million eyes on you in a bikini all the time. And I'd love to think I'd be like really progressive and evolved and be like, this is my body, it is what it is, whether they like it or not. But I think I'd let the pressure get to us. Did you smash the gym before you went, or have you always been a goddess, Tash? Like, we need info.
I'll be honest, in my head I was like, man, I'm going to the gym, like I'm going to do something intense. And I was like, actually, I sat at home, had takeaways every night, didn't even bother going to the gym. I was literally like, you know what? As much as I want to sit here and say, yeah, I went to the gym, had motivation, I was like, nah, it did not happen once at all. Probably went once, and I didn't really do workout, I just walked on the treadmill. So I think for me, I didn't really feel that pressure. I'm quite confident in my body, and just be like, you know, it's me, like it's my body. I love my body the way it is. And being on TV and things like that, I didn't really actually think about it that much, really. But yeah, I was just like, yeah, I was having like Indian takeaways every night pretty much. So my routine, there's no routine now.
I love that journey for you though. And it's such a it is such a positive message to put out there. Like, I feel as though if there was any young girls listening to the podcast, you know, potentially watching all you go just on Love Island all the time and feeling a little bit insecure about themselves, what would your message be to them?
I think my message to them would be like, you know, it's such in a world of like having to be perfect, and like social media really does play a part in that. And really believe in yourself and just believe that you are beautiful and your body and shape is beautiful. And the quote I go by is no one else is you, and that's the biggest power.
Yeah,
really stand by that. You always stand by that, because if you stand by that, you are going to grow, you are going to glow, you're going to be doing bits. So that's probably the best advice.
Oh, and I think that is beautiful advice, mate. Okay, so I've always wanted to know, we see like such a small, sorry, I'm really showing me true colours as a Love Island super fan here on, or I'm like, right, what's next?
Love it.
So what is something like a big secret, something in the Love Island, like we don't see anyone smoke anymore. Do people still smoke? Do they go somewhere else to do that?
Yes, you have to go out front. Yes.
Sneaky. Okay.
Yes.
See, somebody told me, tell me if this is true or not, you have to go like one at a time so nobody can gossip and they can't lose any content. Is that true?
What was that again?
You have to go like one at a time to have a cigarette because they don't want you going and gossiping and losing content. No. Oh,
you've got to save it for the cameras, you know.
Yeah, you've got to. Okay, now talk to us about the alcohol situation as well, because I've heard contradictory reports on this. Like,
oh my gosh.
So some people are like, I remember Scott Thomas, my pal, he was like, because me and him we've known each other for like 10 years. And I remember when we used to go out when we were younger, like we both were quite wild. And obviously I was like a bit worried about him going into Love Island. I was like, oh no, he's going to turn it into Geordie Shore. I don't know if they're ready for him. But he was like, oh no, Vic, you get like 3 or 4 drinks a night. Like there was no real opportunity to let your hair down like that. But then I spoke to Faye, and Faye was like, oh no, I was mortal the night I kicked off. And I was like, I'm so confused. I need the truth.
Well, mostly one glass a night. Just
you get a glass.
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, no.
One. And for me as well, especially, I'm like, come on, please just give me more. Yeah. Especially, I'm not saying like an alcoholic or anything, but I just love my drink, you know.
Of course not. And I suppose you're young, you're fun, like it's the summer of love. You want to have like a couple of drinks with this really handsome boy you've started dating. So no, I completely get it. But I suppose we all know when people have had one too many drinks, everything is heightened.
Yes.
And in a really sort of like emotional pressure cooker, it could be a bit
chaotic. It'd be mental, basically.
It would basically be Geordie Shore in the sunshine. So I'm very pleased they looked after you in that respect.
We'll definitely. Yeah, I think.
Thank them for that one.
Yeah, I think that's what's good about it, is like, you know, no one can kick off, or like you said, emotions get heightened when you are drunk. So I think that's the whole reason why they do that. But even like when I came back into reality, I literally had 4 drinks and I was literally drunk. I was like, my livers are weak right now.
It's like you've been in rehab for 3 months though, mate, isn't it? You're like a little dry raisin. Oh, bless you. Well, I hope. So right now, is your schedule chocker, Tash? Because I know we didn't get this. Like my start was really slow. Like Geordie Shore would film a series and we'd gain like a couple 100,000 followers. And, you know, if you were between the ages of 16 and 24, you might know who we were. But apart from that, nobody knew who we were. And it was a real slow rise, you know. I always think, and that's, I think, what kept us quite grounded. God, you go in there, like virtually unknown, and then come out with millions of followers. Like, is it overwhelming? Do you feel a bit like, are you just on cloud 9, babe, or are you feeling like a bit of the pressure?
I think, you know, coming out, for me, when I came out, my followers just went, whoa, like shot up. And I think for me, it's like, wow, like you don't expect it at all. And I honestly did not, even walking out, I didn't expect to have followers or anything like that. And when that happened, I was like, it's a bit of pressure, because like you don't want to post, like what do I post on my story? But at the same time I have to be like, I'm here, it's me, like that's why people are following me, because they like me for who I am, and that's what I'm going to stick by and not change who I am. So it's a little bit like overwhelming at first, but then you just get used. It's like, wow, like it's like a crazy weird feeling in a way, because it's like all these people like follow me. It's like, wow, like even I never thought it would have happened at all.
But you know, it's exactly like you say, Tash, they're following. We've seen everything of you, you know. God, some of the bikinis, mate, I've seen like the lot. So I feel like keep being you, because we've fallen in love with you, and then like you can't go wrong on your Instagram, you know.
Yeah, it's like, I think you have to be true to yourself, and you know, that's kind of how I go about things, you know. It's just being myself, and if you don't like that, then you go do you, respectfully. But you know, that's like, you just have to start from rooftops, like, this is who I am, like, love it or hate it kind of thing.
And what is next for you, babe? Like, I know loads of people, like, there's honestly, the press is just full of rumors about so-and-so signing this deal and so-and-so getting this deal and doing that. What is it you want to do with this newfound exciting platform you've got?
Well, I've got some exciting stuff coming up. I can't say it's top secret, but
okay, I'll let you off. It's all right. Build the tension.
When it does come out, it's going to be amazing. But I think for me, just keep doing what I'm doing, and you know, especially pushing my whole concept, my superpower. I still want to carry on going down that route as well, you know, working with charities and things like that. So yeah, I've got some really, really exciting things coming up. I just can't wait to shout from rooftops when it comes out, because it's been so hard to, like, you know, keep it sharp. But it's gonna be good.
Oh mate, honestly, please don't even tell me, because I am terrible at keeping secrets and I wouldn't want to get the blame for that, but I'm very excited for you. Will you come back in part 2? I'm dying to get some more goss off you. Hello everybody and welcome back to part 2 of Vicky Pattison, The Secret To. This week I am joined by Love Island mega babe Tasha Ghouri fresh from the fucking villa as well, mate. Like, I'm still so overwhelmed that you've took the time out of your busy schedule. Oh God, right. What's been the best thing you've done since leaving?
Oh, the best thing I've done since I've left, so many things, but definitely getting a takeaway, if I'm honest. Just getting some food down me.
Do they not? You're such a foodie. I absolutely love that for you. So hang on, is there not a night in the villa where they're kind of like, oh, we're having a bit of a chilled one, let's put on a film and give you a takeaway? Do they do that at all?
Yeah, we have a little cheeky takeaway on a rest day. We have like McDonald's, like in the case of McDonald's, like circling everything. It's like burger, chips, chicken nuggets, like give me everything I want.
I did see some of the girls like smashing the gym in there, but you were just on the nugget train, were you?
That's not for me. It's not for me. I was
not
like,
my
oh,
journey.
girls. I just don't have people going in that gym. It's like outside, it's hot, no music, like it's not for me. I was like, no.
Honestly, lass, I just said to my producer before you come on, I went, she's gonna come on and be fucking gorgeous. I know she is. And I was like, I've just done a workout in the garden with my trainer, whinged the whole way through. I'm sweating my tits off. My hair's gone like Diana Ross's mad humid. I'm in my sports bra, but I was like, I just can't cool down. Otherwise, like, this is the version of me she's have to gonna get. So yeah, I don't think in the Spanish sunshine, mate, I'd be putting myself through it, especially if I knew it was getting on the telly.
I know, like literally the weights get hot as well and everything. I'm just like, I'm just like, I'm chilling my beanbag. I'm just chill,
Yeah. Right. Next one. There's so many TikToks about this. Like, and I do feel like I need an answer. I would want to be just like doing bombs in the pool, like doing cannonballs, like lying on a lilo. It seems like you guys like don't really utilize the pool a lot. Is that just we don't see it, or is it because you're worried about like your hair? You don't want to be like a drowned rat on the telly? What's the crack?
You definitely don't see it. I mean, a lot of us use that pool pretty much 24/7 as much as we could, because the amount of times like, right, I'm getting in for a dip. Like we all did lilo races, we did silly things like running across the pool on lilos and doing bombs, make funny shapes jumping in. Like we all literally had a laugh in that pool. Like honestly, just don't show it, because obviously it's like no mics. So
yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't think.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Vicky. But yeah, that's such a shame. I suppose this year though there was just too much drama, mate. I couldn't keep up. What was your favorite challenge? I fucking love it when you get the babies. I love when you get the babies.
When that first happened, I was like, this is like my worst nightmare, because I'd never ever wanted to have kids. I woke up, I was like,
she's not maternal yet, ladies.
I just remember Ekin being like, do you hear that? And literally everyone just legged it and saw babies. I was like, are you actually joking me right now? Like, this is not what I wanted. But I think my favourite challenge, there's been so many, probably the sexy mermaid one. Do you remember that one, the sexy mermaid challenge?
Oh, I don't. Tell me that one.
So we had like shell bikinis on, we had to like go into the pool, like get a hair wet, flip it about, had to strip a pole, like things like that. I think that was my favourite one. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. Like it was so much fun, that one, I gotta say. It was good.
Yeah, giving it like slutty Ariel vibes, and I'm fucking here for it, girl. Yes. Right. So obviously when Love Island comes on, everyone goes into a bit of a wormhole trying to find everyone on Instagram and stuff like that. And I found you, but then I also found Andrew, right? How good looking is he with long hair? Do you love it?
Not Andrew.
Yeah, when he has his long hair.
Yeah, I know. Because he told me about it in the villa. He's like, he used to have long hair, and I thought maybe it'd be like just a bit long. But when first time I scrolled down, I was like, it was giving like Aquaman vibes. I was like, oh, Andrew. Like, where's this side gone? Like, what happened to that?
Honestly, babe, I feel like potentially that's his next look.
Do you reckon? Maybe it has to be a comeback. Maybe a little comeback.
You're too young for this, but anybody listening who's over 30, it's given me old school David Ginola, and it's a fucking look, mate. It's an absolute look. But I am so pleased you guys are doing well and like making plans for the future and stuff. Right, next question. Sorry about this. I'm still so excited that you're in Love Island literally last week. Who was your favorite boy in the villa?
Favorite boy?
Yeah.
Is this excluding Andrew?
No, you can have Andrew. I'm fine with that.
Well, I mean, obviously Andrew has to be my favorite boy in the villa, but if I was to say like friend wise, they all are great. Right, let me have a think about this one. Let me have a think. Do you know what? Deji.
Oh, mate, he was
Deji.
so. I was on this morning last week talking about my new documentary, and Jay and Billy were next door. So I popped over to say hello. Such lovely lads. Anyway, I just heard they were like, run out, be like, Deji's not arrived yet. He went out last night. And I was like, what's that? So he'd fucking gone out the night before and just hadn't turned up. I don't know if he made it. I did my slot and left. So obviously he's enjoying his time post Villa.
Deji's honestly so funny. It's like, I don't want peace, I want problems. That's like the most iconic saying ever. He's so funny, that guy. I was gonna have a laugh with him. He's so sweet as well, bless him. So
I love that. And I know you made like really great friendships, but with loads of the girls. But who's the one who's like your proper soul sister?
My soul sister from the Villa. All of them like my soul sisters. I've got to say, I can't choose one.
No, that's fine. You've had a lovely experience. I think this is lush.
I think my main girls is definitely like Ekin, Paige, Jem, India. I think, you know, I've got such great friendships with them, all 4 girls. We all have such different friendships as well. And they honestly are like sisters for life. Like all of them are such amazing girls inside and out. Like, yeah, like they're honestly like sisters. Yeah.
Okay, and now I'm going to ask you a bit of a controversial one, right? So you were in the villa with everybody. We only see like a very small amount of what goes on, but you saw the nitty gritty. Which couple do you think are going to go the distance outside? Like, which do you think is going to be successful, and which couple do you think might break up?
So the couple I think will go the distance.
I'm talking like marriage, babies, dogs, like
marriage, baby,
Netflix
dogs.
subscription, the lot.
Do what? Ekin and Davide.
I really hope they do.
They already want to have kids, you know. They're like, I can see it. I can see them having like babies, marriage, Italian wedding. I can see it being grand. I can just see it.
I need a wangle and invite to that wedding. Those are going to be some genetically blessed children as well, aren't they?
Yeah, like I honestly can see them two going far.
Love that. Okay, and then come on, honesty time. Who do you think is potentially on borrowed time?
I don't know. It's hard for me to say. I think all the couples are honestly in such a great like pathway at the minute. So,
boom, Tash, you're so nice. Give me gossip.
I honestly think all of them do have something like potential to work. Otherwise, I'll sit here and be like, it could be wrong, but they honestly do have like good potential.
You know what, you could be right. Like, let's look at Love Island's past success stories. You've got Alex Bowen and Olivia Bowen married with a baby, gorgeous house, just couple goals. You've got Dom and Jess, 2 babies, beautiful house, 2 dogs. I just bumped into her the other week. She's so happy. Who else? Cara and Nathan. Honestly, there are so many proper love stories. So
yeah,
let's just keep our fingers crossed for everybody. Yeah,
well, I'm praying for everyone.
Okay, Tash, I can't go any further without talking about your dad.
Oh, my dad, such an icon, isn't he?
I'm fucking in love with him, mate. I'm in love with him.
When I came out, I was like, Dad, you're getting way more attention than me. Like, fucking hell. Like, he's like freaking an icon. Like, everyone's making memes of him. Even having messages saying my dad's fit. I'm like, keep that to yourself. Yeah.
I can't handle Daddy Ghouri being a dilf. That's too much. No, honestly though, like I feel like the way he just got on board with the banter, but also the way like he's really had your back has been, it's just really sweet daddy-daughter relationship. So are you a proper daddy's girl?
Yeah, like I've always been close to my dad since I was young. Like we've always just had that relationship. So the fact that he was there for me, I think, you know, it just goes to show how close we really are. So yeah, like honestly, he's just such a cool dude. Like he's so awesome.
I love him. And obviously, does Andrew have his seal of approval?
Yes, he's got approval. Yeah, my dad loves him.
Oh, that
like,
is so
like,
nice.
I know he's like welcome to family. Like he's all for Andrew, all for him.
Oh God, you want to be careful. My mum loves Erkan so much. Like whenever we're out, she's like, "What did you do?" I'm like, "Is it beyond your realms of capability that Erkan might be in the wrong here, Carol? You're meant to be on my side, but no, I can see it going that way for you as well."
One thing Andrew does, and that's gonna be like, "What have you done?"
Oh, Meg, I think you've sounds as though you've had like a really charmed experience with Love Island, but let's not forget you went in there as a first, didn't you? Somebody with the first deaf contestant. And I think like that is super what you did is inspirational, incredibly empowering, like good for you for being so brave. But like, did you feel nervous about that, or like did you feel like, oh my god, there's a whole community looking at me to be sort of to set an example? Was that even more pressure?
Yeah, I think for me it's definitely a lot of pressure going in there because this never happened before. So I think in my head it was like, I don't want to let my community down out there.
Yeah.
And it was that, yeah, I was nervous. I didn't want anyone to like judge me or like, you know, take me in a different way, but at the same time confident enough to be open about it and be like, you know, this is my superpower, I own it.
I love that
This
that's
is
what
who
you
I
call
am.
it. It's
Superpower.
a beautiful reframing of something that, you know, needed
Yeah.
a modern twist. Yeah, no, I love it, Tash, honestly. And I don't want to bring the mood down because I feel like we've had such a lovely chat and such a positive thing. But have you experienced any negativity off the back of your time in Love Island, or has it predominantly been just really lovely?
Well, after Love Island.
Well, I know you had a bit of a roller coaster in there, and I don't want to. I
No,
honestly
of
don't want to dwell
course.
on it. You smashed it as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, like in there was some moments that were a little bit tough. Did you struggle?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think being in such an intense environment, it is going to be ups and downs. It's not always going to be ups. And there were some situation scenarios that were negative, but I just kind of had to be like, look, reasons why I came here, and you know, pull myself back in, be like, I came here because of my superpower. I came here to find a boyfriend and find love, and I just really had to keep going back to that in my head and stay positive, with positive attitude, and be like, you know, this is why I'm here. It's going to get hard, but get through it and you walk out and then you smash it on the outside world. I think that's just literally what I just have to keep thinking in my head.
Very strong. Just keep like repeating your affirmations. But you know, lass, you absolutely did do it. Like you were a complete fan favorite, so much so that when you guys finished fourth, people nearly rioted. There was people being like, "We demand a recount. They've been robbed." I was like, "They've done brilliantly. Can we not just let them have their moment?" People were fuming on your behalf.
Yeah, honestly, it's just, yeah, it's crazy even coming out and seeing like the positive messages and love as well. It's crazy. So I kind of in a way was expecting to walk out to like maybe a bit of a mix, but everything's just been so positive, and I'm just like, okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. But yeah, it's just so nice to have that. Really, really nice.
I think like you're being really measured, and for somebody fucking so young, lass, like I didn't have this good a head on my shoulders when I was your age, not at all. You're really mature, but like the best bit of advice I could possibly give you is that you're just never going to please everybody. And you know, you can be the nicest person with the best intentions, and you can do all the charity work you want and be as kind as you like, but there'll always just be someone, whether it be on Instagram, real life, or whatever, that is committed to misunderstanding you. So I would just say, like, focus on the ones that love you, keep being that best, shiny, bright version of yourself, and fuck the ones who don't.
Yes, Vicky, say it louder, just me at the back. Yes.
Oh, but listen, you don't need me to tell you that. It sounds as though you're navigating this really, really well, lass. Have you had loads of gorgeous messages from people within the deaf community?
Yes, I've had so many, like it's a crazy amount, like hundreds and hundreds from the deaf community, just messages from parents and like younger generation, just being like, thank you to you, I feel confident to wear my hair up today, just crazy things like that. And it's just like, that is all I've been wanting to do, is just to prove to people, no, it doesn't define you, it's part of who you are, like you're special, you're beautiful, own it. And it's getting all those messages just so overwhelming, but in the best way possible, because it's just like, wow, like I have done something good, and that's all I wanted to do, if that makes sense. So it's just amazing to even come out to all that. It's beautiful.
No, but mate, like you deserve it. Like I think you're so beautiful and so confident, quite clearly so comfortable in your own skin. But you're like, I was really shocked even when I read, you know, that you went through years of speech therapy and like all of this stuff. It clearly wasn't a linear journey to being the girl you are now. So I bet you are giving girls confidence to do the things they want to do and be the person they want to do, regardless of, you know, whether they may have like the cochlear implant too or whatever start they've had.
Yeah, exactly. I just think you know, even before going onto the show, that's what I stood for, you know, models for ASOS, and I was really, you know, saying to people, you can do modeling if you've got a Coco implant, like it's, you know, it's something amazing. And that's just what I'm really pushing. I think a lot of people aren't that confident because it's not spoken about enough. And like, you know, it's so hard because we live in a world of like, you have to be perfect, you have to be this and that, you know, this whole scenario. I'm trying to break through and be like, no, like, don't follow that, you know, own what you've got and just really just go for it. Like, don't ever let it hold you back. And I think me going on this show really did show that. So
Totally.
I think that's just what I really stand for. And
such a beautiful step in the right direction for like visibility and representation and all of that in mainstream media. Do you want to see more of that on shows like Love Island and other big like reality juggernauts?
100%. I think there's not enough representation, inclusivity, diversity. Is definitely not enough of that in this TV world. Even on like fashion websites, like brands, all those things like that, it's not enough of that. And it really does need to be pushed more, because it, to me, just me the Coco implant, it's just like I'm normal, I'm just like any other human, but just because I've got something different, it kind of makes me like an outsider in a way. So it's like, no, like it needs to definitely be pushed way more. Like we are getting there in, you know, Strictly with like Rose, there's lots of different things that are happening, which is great, but still got a long way to go with that for sure.
I do feel like that. I feel like this year when I watched Love Island, I saw a lot more diversity, you know, and don't get us wrong, I would still love to see more. I'm greedy. I want to see all different body shapes, all different skin tones. I want to see it all. But I think we're going in the right direction. And it must be really nice to have known that you've been a part of that.
Yeah, 100%. I think it feels amazing just to be, it's crazy to even think that I've been a part of that, you know. I think it's weird, as a little girl growing up, I never had anyone to look up to like that. And to be like that kind of person, that's just, I have no words to describe the feeling. It's just I'm speechless when it comes to it, because it just means so much to me. So yeah, like it's just crazy. It's honestly crazy.
Understandably really emotional as well. And I think, I'm sure I read if you'd won, you were going to give like a huge portion of your winnings to a charity sort of who specializes in deafness or cochlear implants. But are you planning on going further forward, using your platform to shed more, like shine more awareness?
Yeah, 100%. I still will be working with charities, definitely. And I will definitely be raising awareness. You know, that's just something that really does mean massive to me, is giving back and, you know, raising more awareness about it. So yeah, it definitely is in the plans for sure.
An unproblematic queen with a plan. I love it. Woo!
Love to see it.
Tash, mate, you've just been such a pleasure to speak to. You're kind of a human ray of sunshine. I'm sure you know that by now. But here at Vicky Pattison The Secret too, before we let our gorgeous guests go, we always ask them to give our lovely listeners a little pearl of wisdom. Just a little tidbit that they can leave our guests with, our listeners with. So I feel like throughout your time in Love Island, you had ups and downs and struggles and challenges and faced a little bit of like adversity. But regardless of that, you never lowered your standards. You never sunk to anybody's level. You maintained your dignity. You stayed true to who you were. And you were just always like really sweet. So I want to know what your secret is to never letting that crown slip.
I think the secret to never letting your crown slip is just remembering the reasons why I went in there, you know. It's just remembering 2 reasons: is superpower and coming out with someone that, you know, hopefully your boyfriend and love. And when times did get hard, I just have to really remember who the fuck I am, basically, and be like, I am Tasha Ghouri. Like, so there's certain challenges where, you know, I'm going to just say the pie game as an example. When I was stood there taking those pies, I stood there like, keep your head held high, keep your crown on there, and don't back down. And I think that was a turning point for me of like, I used to stop giving a shit what people think. And I kind of was like, you know what, I'm here for me, and these are the reasons why I'm here. So yeah, I just think I just have to be positive attitude, and just think, I'm here, I'm happy. I had me and Andrew official at that point, like all I need to focus on is me and Andrew. And as soon as we did that, we put our foot down, we just grew massively. And it just goes to show, if you fight back with a positive attitude, everything else will become positive around you.
I love that. Just a little bit of manifestation. And honestly, mate, you did deal with that like such a lady. I would have pissed on their toothbrushes. That is exactly what I would have done if they'd pied me that many times. So well done to you for being so dignified. And good luck with everything, Tash. You deserve the world, and I'm sure it's all coming to you.
No, thank you for having me, Vicky. It's been so lovely to chat to you. You're such a babe, like, honestly, such a babe.
Stop, I
can't believe I've spoken to you, like, honestly.
This has been brilliant. I could feel like your mother. Right, okay, I love you so much. Good luck with everything. And if you ever need any advice, you know where I am.
No, thank you, Vicky. Mwah.